See how Grayhound fare.
Well, look, let's start jumping on into Nuke. The Hounds couldn't have a better advantage here because, of course, they get the selection of sides. And we all know how damn CT-sided this map is. So let's see if they can get off on the right foot or if Imperial can get those rare, those sweet T rounds nice and early.
Fairly simple from Imperial out of the gates. Just looking to make that P250 work over range. They've got the smoke, they've got the flash, and trying to take territory outside. Fur opens up nicely onto Alistair, so already they will have to regain that kit as Inns finds two, so it's back to 3v3. And now they're going to be able to cross the secret. Sticko, under some pressure now at top side.
Oh my. Blink and you'll miss that. boltz is here, striking like lightning, and he's got another as well. That's the round. Within seconds, the big man strides out hut and lets the Hounds know that the Brazilians, they want this that little more.
That was nuts from boltz, I'll tell you what. Triple in top side, just collapsing on putting pressure on Grayhound in top. As soon as the attention was turned to outside, perfect moment to capitalize. That's ridiculous.
That's disgusting.
And that was a triple from him in top, so already Grayhound. We've got Hat with the see you later, alligator.
Well,
but as we know, it's a croc.
For those. Reads him like a book for the previous round. Let's see if he can do it again. Squeaky going to be broken nice and early there, forcing out the little utility that Grayhound have brought in to the second. We got to see some of that XM action yesterday. We'll see if that happens again here on Nuke, of course. Hat's in the position to make this purchase as effective as possible. Flash over. Goes a little right, a little bit low. Sicko not going to be able to peek with the utility, so Grayhound's plan not working as intended.
Yeah, they really got to make moments like that work too, because you've got such limited utility and opportunity in rounds like this. So we turn our attention now to the top side as Imperial are just posturing. They're trying to keep themselves gripped up. They don't want to be overwhelmed, but I mean, Grayhound are just trying to set the traps.
30 seconds, Imperial. Again, leaving their decision-making till right on late in the round. Maybe it's a late vent drop, molly towards the top of hut as well, so they're going to be able to make their way through Squeaky for the moment. Imperial staying on the upper side, and Hats is here. He's ready and waiting, but he's looked the wrong direction. The pincer in was too much, and he didn't get a shot off. Inns, going to survive for the moment, but his position is known. And he'll escape through a C down to help.
Tried to go to heaven, but he went the other way. He went down.
He certainly did. And he went down again right at the end of the round. Imperial picking up a second and not losing a single player. How many is that? Add it to the tally, it's about 5, maybe even 6 of these anti-ecos where Imperial have not lost a weapon. That is a great Counter-Strike.
So important in series like this to keep those rounds in your court. If you're the team that's defending on an anti-eco, we know Australian teams can sometimes struggle in an anti-eco territory, but this is just a masterclass in being able to keep your opponent at arm's length. Full charge into top side using utility and weaponry advantage. MAC-10's on the hunt.
Mate, round's done. Quick one. Kills for all the Brazilians. MAC-10 getting their money's worth, and then some. Now into the fourth we go. Imperial, they got that pistol, which gave them 2 relatively easy rounds to follow. But now they have to deal with Grayhound on a gun round.
The Hounds on a gun round.
Slower approach again from Imperial. Throwing a layer of util towards the A site to try to force anyone off of the top of hut.
Oh, very
Ali
nice.
In an advanced position. I don't think he was spotted getting here. See how ambitious he is. Connections there. Swing from Inns as well. Allows another. And he's on the board. Grayhound may just be as well unless Imperial bring this back from the two-man deficit.
You need to win these 3v5 situations if you're Grayhound right now. You need to try and keep as many numbers up as possible. This is a confidence round for them. So if they're able to just curb what damage Imperial can do from here and just win the round out, that's so important for Grayhound. But they're off to a fantastic start. Grayhound have control of everything. And now Alistair looking for his second, able to find it. Takes boltz. No pressure coming in from Imperial. The smoke has dropped. Zero chance of a trade. Starting well.
You can see that Alistair is back with a vengeance. He's got a point to prove after last map. You could see him shaking his head, walking off the stage, and he's here to make up for it. Fallen. He's been picked apart by Inns, and now it's down to VINI, who's started off the festivities nicely in the 1-on-5, but with 20 seconds. I've never seen a man win these. And the CTs, they've got eyes on the prize. That's the bomb outside of Secret, and Thicko knocks VINI to his knees. Grayhound find their first on that gun round.
And they retrieve the AWP too. So it's not all lost for them. Great openers from Ali after a quiet first map, so good recovery there. As I said, this is all confidence building for Grayhound. Not out of the woods just yet, Imperial. They have full weaponry once again, but Grayhound are able to capitalize now. They can get themselves just notched in front. More important for them also to deny a bomb plant. That's not a good start though. Fallen finds his opposite number.
Ooh, and another to follow. Inns tried to keep it sneaky, but it's cost him his life. See if Grayhound now, with the two-man disadvantage, is able to work their way back into the round. Of course, the CTs need to be very proactive here to try to find these re-entries. But Imperial posturing to maybe hit the upper sight. Liaz finds one. But Cello salvages himself here, tucks away, stays in the silence. And Grayhound try to make a hard read by starting to send it to lower. Let's see if Imperial are going to do the same damn thing, starting to make their way through trophy. The B site looks like the prize here. Molly to elbow, Imperial, 40 seconds. And there's the audible called, shifting back to radio.
Yeah, Cello's in position though, so he could really be a cat among the pigeons. But Liaz has got that line covered, so neutralized threat, but he's not predicting the hut push. They did manage to come back to top site, and Hats now. Fallen's watching the vent, waiting for that retake to come through, so those pushes and the transition to lower. The rotation has to come through, but can Hats do it himself? It's on Sicko now, and they know exactly where he is.
The crosshair looked good. Let's see if Sicko can make it look that one bit better. Smoke to door now, wants to go forward. Big damage through the wall, through the metal, and he's hunting for the repeat, hunting for the wallbang. Shot through from Fallen, enough to draw the attention, and VINI swung off the back of it. Great coordination from Imperial to net themselves a fourth.
Yeah, it was just a well-worked round from Imperial. They essentially had control of all the key rotation points, and the call to go back to top site was based on the fact that they got Cello into heaven. So through the gates he went into top site. Didn't always get there, but it was information as to where Liaz was. And now Grayhound, as we said, it's really important they get themselves as many rounds as possible on this CT side. So it's a think tank moment for them.
One quick pause coming through. Look back at what went down last round. Fallen, really the hero here. Top of silo at the bottom, Liaz. Trying to play peekaboo at Hut, but it didn't work for more than that first kill at Heaven. Grayhound at least do some extra damage to Imperial's economy, so it's something we need to keep in mind as the game rolls on. And Grayhound, they're going to force into this with minimal utility to play with.
Bold move, and it pays off for Liaz.
Ooh.
The probe through the smoke also does a world of damage. However, they do manage to draw level in the kill count. Bit of pressure being applied to top site. Hoping they can bait some utility out. That is even better as Fallen is going to continue that charge in. He leads the way.
Doing it all himself right now. He'll fall though. Ali makes his way into sight in time and gets the upgrade to the AWP. But it's a curse. He's pulled out the smoke to buy some extra space. And now on the 2-on-3, Grayhound again fighting. They're back against the wall.
Spotted.
Ends with the 2-tap. Gives them some confidence now, and it's going to be the 2-man re-aggression into sight through Annex. VINI, Cello, looking to play off one another. There's the info, both T's low, and Inns is waiting. Tries to figure out the position of Cello, clears the corner! Trades come through, and Inns is happy with that one. Grayhound get a second.
He had the information to work with. It's a big round for Grayhound to take, but they have taken a lot of losses, so they really need to double down, get themselves the next, but massive clutch from Inns. Maybe some inspiration needed for Grayhound, but Imperial are doing so much damage on a lot of these rounds, it's really difficult for Grayhound to build a clear advantage in economy.
Look at this, man. What a round.
Massive round for them. And look at this. Pied Piper approach, falling on that AWP. VINI send it across to him. They've got the P250, Tech 9, Deagle. The party mix.
VINI just copping that L for the greater good, but it has done them no good this time. Not initially. At least the AWP's recyclable. As Inns goes forward, jumps up. VINI's got his eyes on the prize there.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a Pied Piper approach. Everybody's going to try and follow the leader with the AWP. And they now have an M4 to boot too, so...
Oof. Maybe a costly mistake. We'll see. As the round rolls through, late outer smokes coming in.
They will be.
Grayhound, they've fully cleared out lobby. Look at the aggression starting to come through. Hats, he's making a move. And he might just catch Imperial on a timing, at least one of them. But, oh, the man. He's not got lucky this time. Shift walking down the ladder. Imperial still just all grouped up there.
That's the info, though. That's the info they need.
They have so much. So much information. Still with that lobby control. They're just trying to figure out exactly where Imperial are heading. Grayhound so silent with their rotations as well. With 20 on the clock, it's another one of these late round busts. Imperial have brought nothing into this other than that AWP. And they may just find themselves
top side.
An open top side.
It's going to be top side here, Mac. They've made that call, but Hats, he's pushed through lobby. Needs to maintain control of Hut here. That AWP could be a real danger for them. They will get the bomb plant in. It's one of the M4s that is planting, but VINI is watching closely. So 3v3 now, Mac. The tension starts to build in top side. Can Grayhound make this retake work?
Burr going to be spotted over towards Unbreakable. Shifts away and tries to make his way to heaven. He'll get stopped in the process. And Ali, not going to have too much impact. It's down to boltz. His head's gone. Skis. Sicko. Big couple of kills there on the retake. Ali drew a lot of attention towards radio. The chemistry looks good. The pieces of the puzzle fall into place. And Grayhound get themselves a third here on the CT side. But Imperial, with such a strong start to the map, gives me a little bit of worry still.
It does. But fortunately, it was Sicko with the big clicko that came through. The MP9 did work. That movement speed, just too much to deal with when you don't have armor as well. Just shredded to pieces.
The good thing about the green and gold lights in the stadium is definitely the fact that we've got Brazilian and Australian teams playing. Can't go wrong with those. Now, bit of out of control for Imperial. Progressive smoke's gonna burst, gonna bloom right at the perfect moments. Bit of noise made, and Imperial, they are straight on down towards the halls already. Hat, not gonna be able to bring that spray back down. However, Liaz, shoulder in the corner, Flash in front of him, and so's Fur. He's a little too strong this time. In's right out of no man's land, but he's got himself the lineup. A big old triple to try and save the day. But VINI is here, and he's had a damn good map already, 14-3, and he's looking for more numbers to add.
Chasing cheap thrills with the Galils, but he's going to be able to switch out for the AK at the moment. They don't really know where he is either, so this is a bit of investigative work from Grayhound, and on a timer too. He's revealed himself now. The Molotov onto the bomb too, so he's drawing them into the fight.
Ali makes some noise, he'll go down, and VINI may just be doing it. Minimal bullets in the magazine, but it's enough. And that's gonna be a shot to the confidence of Grayhound.
What a round.
VINI just hits them with it, isolates all three, fights so damn well, and everything Inns just did for the team is all for naught.
VINI responds with the perfect 4v1 to make that a round for Imperial where they had no right in winning it. Inns done all the hard work. And they've got to win rounds like that, Grayhound.
Look at that smile on VINI's face. He was very, very happy with that one. And you look at the polar opposite emotions from the Australians there on Grayhound. Crowd's loving this one. A lot of pressure, a lot of fun here in the arena. Everyone having a good time. Maybe a little too good. Disappointment from the fans.
Was something happening?
Not sure. Something definitely happened.
It's another case opening.
I think they're excited about the force Greyhounds bringing into the round.
I would be too.
That might be what's
It's the
going
Scout,
on.
it's the FAMAS, and it's the 5.7s that really do get you tingling, Mac. Slow round here from Imperial. Concentrating on that lobby control and waiting out any potential aggression to come from the CT side. So no lobby crunch here. Just a slow approach. As we said, Greyhound, they've had to deal with all this Imperial utility across both of these two maps, and they've just been so precise with it.
Let's see if Hats is feeling it with the 5-7. Going to control the door, but Imperial is here and knocking. Maybe a little bit too hard, can't quite readjust, and it's going to be Cello again. The Galil in his hands is so dangerous. The T's don't spot Ali up the vent now, but he's making a ruckus on those ladder. Cello, ooh. He's on for the ace here. Liaz, smooth movement, silent drop down the ladder there. And it looks like the save could be on. Ali happy with his position. Just known down towards the vent, and Liaz just sneaking away back to where the CT's by guns.
Not really a lot on offer here for Greyhound either. None of the routes that they're watching are being taken by anybody saving from this side, so fortunately for Greyhound, just prioritization of that weaponry and that armor.
Well, Imperial doing it up against a force buy as well. 5 alive for the moment. Liaz just tucking into the corner. Some respect from the Brazilians. And Ali not going to be able to find himself that upgrade he may have been looking for. Into the next though. Imperial doing work. Find themselves 6 rounds on the T side. Pressure starting to build on Greyhound to perform now, or it's going to be too late.
And that's the story so far of Imperial, and we just do see another, round where nothing is being invested by Greyhound. But as I was saying, the story that we are seeing time and time again from Imperial is that they don't make mistakes in these anti-eco rounds. They really do punish you. So the fact that they're now having to take so many eco rounds, that is really hurting Greyhound.
Think through Unbreakable. for a grand total of 2 HP. boltz now expecting this aggression. The late attempt at a lobby crunch has been torn to bits. Hats will at least get his mitts on the famous here as Sicko falls, and Grayhound looking just to have anything going into the next round. Damage is what Hats is looking for. He knows he gets an M4 next anyway, and they're going to find nothing. There's another. It'd be about 10 now.
Yeah.
So many of these clean rounds with 5 alive. Imperial.
They are really good at dealing with what Grayhound throw at them on these sorts of rounds. So
Yeah.
Grayhound have tried pretty much everything. They've tried to vary the tempo. They've tried the pop flash flood. They tried to overwhelm everything, but it's now back to the drawing board for the gun round. And Grayhound really need to start locking things down. A lot of territory being taken in the early round. They have tried to contest, and I think their best success actually is when they're trying to contest outside Grayhound.
I think while the crowd's up there, the boys might need your help. Can I get a yeah, the boys from my crowd, please? Okay, not too bad. I'll let you work on that one. I'm expecting a bit more next time. But we're back with the game. Let's see if your energy's going to help them. Big green in the hands of Ali. And fours for the rest of the Hound. And Imperial, here's that change of pace. Let's see if Grayhound are ready for it. Sicko. Extinguishing at least a couple of the T's, but it's going to cost him his life. Hats now lines up right behind the smoke. He's heard the footsteps coming in every which way. And Fallen is good for 1. But Ali shoots right back, and there it is. Seems like the crowd's support might have helped him on that one.
Might have, and it was a change of tempo. Straight out of the back of a tactical pause. We see a lot of teams try and do that and vary that tempo.
Yeah.
And they were ready for it, Grayhound. Great round from Hats to be able to just play around the side of that smoke, pick up 2. And I think it's brought the crowd back into the game.
Smoke's going to be left towards T-spawn there. Maybe Imperial going for a late outers bust. We'll see for the moment. Throwing a similar set of util to the previous. Molly towards the top of hut. All the nooks and crannies. Sicko feels the heat there, and now it's going to be a slightly staggered bust towards the A site. We got Cello clearing out Idiot Wall, clearing out everything and looking for a spam into Annex. Grayhound, they're all still standing, but the A site, it is out of their control now. Timing, maybe a factor. Sicko going to be able to find a head on the edge of the smoke, but Hats has gone down in the process. And the time is ticking away. Ali just readying this retake util. CTs trying to get that down before the time is too damn late. Nades going everywhere, flashes through. In's trying to make his way to side. That's not okay. 2 quick ones for him. Cost him his life, but what a bloody retake that was.
That was patience, performance under pressure. And what a round from Grayhound. They were locked out of the top site. They had to reposition, they had to rally. And they keep numbers. Ins had his cape strapped to his back. Flew into top on the back of that utility. And it catapults Grayhound to 5 rounds.
Ooh. This half heating up. Grayhound still a chance for them to get the majority. Imperial's economy getting very damn low. Spending a bit too much there on the bitcoins. And in to Secret, they try to go in. Look at the something, and he'll be successful this time. And a second. The follow-up. Mans is feeling it. The energy's here, and so is Alistair. Ins will fall. And the 2-on-5, it seems unachievable. A 1-on-4 sounds harder. But we'll give Fur a shot.
Do not count him out here. Look at the respect at which he's being treated with too. They don't need to overplay this Grayhound. A lot of work to do for Fur. He's got so many angles to check. He's got a bit of time up his sleeve, but Grayhound have got themselves in a commanding position in this round, and really important they don't take too many losses. Liaz.
Missed opportunity. But Fur's position now known, and look at the Hounds scurrying into all these positions to lock Fur in the warehouse. Throw away the key. Tuck straight into the corner. Ali going to suffer a couple of injuries there. No one able to trade him in Fur. He's making it happen. There's two. Third, he knows that Sicko's tucked away at red. He knows he wants it. He's got the time to make it to B, and the bomb's on the way. There's a chance again, and Grayhound may just be choking on a bone.
Bomb plant goes in under the smoke, and look who's grabbing some position. Liaz. Has he emptied too much of the clip? Sicko is there on time. He made that painful and he made that costly. The Grayhound pick up another round.
Fans are loving those ones. Everyone having a damn good time in the crowd. All the boys just not letting the emotions take a hold. 6 now on the board. And Imperial, their economy has finally gone bust. Round loss bonus working up, but they've gone for the half buy here, and it looks like they're going to try to pick up this pace as well. They've heard the spam. They know Sicko's had to go for the reload. A couple of members making their way down vent into Annex, all over the damn place. And Vinny, I don't know where he's going, but he's on an adventure.
Hello Vinny's point and click adventure right now.
Keep an eye on him for the rest of the round. The CTs have no idea. Cello's drawing a lot of attention. And the pistols, they're doing it. It's down to Sicko to do it all himself and Imperial. The change in pace, the change in route was more than enough to confuse the hell out of Grayhound. Vinny knew he had the timing. I don't know if I've ever seen that route be used. I don't know if he missed the vent or the intentions, but it's worked.
Oh dear.
Reminds me of his old days on Furia.
Chalk and cheese in the way that they've been handling these rounds too. Imperial don't lose rounds like that in this series so far, and unfortunately Grayhound drop one at the critical moment on their CT side, so a little bit under-armored here and a little bit under-equipped, but that doesn't stop Ends. He's just on a mission. A lot of positional information being gained here too, and I think Imperial it's forced him into taking a fight here at ramps.
He's had enough. He's gone too far forward. And Cello's kept him in check. But in the 4-on-4, Grayhound's still in with a shot. Imperial, if they can get 9 rounds on the T side, the second half is going to be so ridiculously impossible for Grayhound. Unless something goes their way. Imperial now, let's see if they can group up.
You say it's impossible and then someone does it. We'll see how we go, but every round will count for them.
This is looking near impossible as well. Defend the B site with the Deagle. They said Liaz, he took the task, but it did not work as intended. And now Imperial, they've got positioning, they've got post plants, they've got firepower, utility, you name it, they've got it. And Grayhound, well, they've got a scent. They want to make their way back in. Ali, going to be able to find 2 through the edge of the smoke there. And that's going to bring the numbers back in the Hounds' favour. Cello now, great pick at the start of the round, but it's not enough, and the Hounds salvage a 7th out of nothing. No util brought in. Terrible money. But we are as close as can be at the half. 8-7. It is anyone's ball game. But Imperial, they lead here. We are going to be sending it to a half-time break, but you don't want to miss the second.
up in emotions, think I'm losing track. I need you to stay by my side. Feel like I've been floating, comfortably detached. Will you stay if I lose my mind? And I want to let go. Don't let me even if I try. But I need you to know that I don't want to lose this.
ESL Challenger Melbourne has been delivering so much action. And against all odds, the Hound, they are trying so hard to get back into the game. We'll see how the T-side goes for them here, but it could be the final half that you see an Australian team here in this competition. Unless they fire up, they work their way back in.
Oh.
There's so much pressure on the Hound's shoulders, and boltz has found himself in a very odd position.
He has. He's pushed forward, and now he's put pressure on Grayhound. Inns is just trapped, and the rest of Grayhound have to try and make something work in the round. And, well, they're going to try and filter into top side. They've got all these pistols and angles to try and deal with, but it goes a little bit haywire, and Inns is now left in a 3v1. That's a bit of a capitulation to top side. Strong pistol performance, all on the back of this disruptive play from boltz.
VINI picking up 3 kills there on the Julies. This man is having a game. He thrives in the chaos. Let's have a look at his POV. Ooh. 3 big kills, just spamming away on the Julies. Now that's going to be the 2-round lead. Imperial taking both pistols this game and winning a whole bunch of anti-ecos as well. Grayhound just with the pistols, not going to be able to get too much work done. Fur is just tapping away.
Oh man, this is just... It's just rough for Grayhound. Not a lot they could do there.
boltz swings in. He says, "Give me some, son." Cash money I want it.
Make the most of it from that investment, but now we're seeing Grayhound buy into this. So Imperial are going to try and retain that weaponry, play for the bonus round. And why not? They're 3 ahead right now. They've had a lot of momentum going their way. 5 AK setup coming out from Grayhound. Keen to see what they do with this. Keen to see where their heads are at in terms of strategy. And it's early out. Smokes to just try and layer their way through deep into warehouse. Hopefully trying to take some of these range duels.
Advantage with the weapons that Grayhound have brought in. But Imperial are not going to budge an inch. First happy just to swing off of that contact from Cello. Deep towards CT. He's got a smoke to play around. High priority from Imperial towards the upper site. Grayhound start to make their move now. Trying to slide hats towards that mini position. Smoke at warehouse. And Cello on this line was going to spot it. Oh, speaking of lines, Fallen, you can't walk into his one. Not with a scout in hand. He's going to be hunting heads. Those Cello. Oh my, the line is good. The timing from Fur, the swing. Coordination, chemistry, Imperial, they've got it all right now. And Ali, at least he's got his life. But he has to survive for 30 seconds if Grayhound wants to carry across the AK to the next.
Just so hard to deal with those silenced M4s at range, particularly Cello's position. It was so deep. It was such a small angle too.
Yeah.
So very limited opportunity for the trade. So Imperial capitalise on what is a very broken mid-round from Grayhound. So the Hounds need to recover. And it starts with saving this AK for Ali. There's no pressure coming through Imperial. They just want to try and make this run as long as possible. As we saw, they've now even been able to pick up some AKs. So their money situation is just fantastic. It's Grayhound, well, where do they go? The first gun round hasn't been successful the way they needed it to be. Just onto pistols and that singular AK.
We'll see what the call is from Grayhound in just a moment. Looks like they're going to try to send Ali to a higher vantage point there. Try to rain some damage from above. Silo nade going to be dodged as well. The Grayhound are in okay positions. Trying to put that AK in a different one though, and ends leading the charge for Grayhound 20 and 16. But even so, the rest of the team is just struggling to find that form just when it's necessary. And Cello going to have his head ripped straight off his shoulders. Ali making some impact happen here. M4's going to be spotted and retrieved as well by Grayhound in just a second. boltz, him and VINI team up to stop Hats, making his way through Squeaky. But Grayhound, they've got 2 rifles now.
They do, and they've shuffled that over to Liaz with the higher HP. So Ali's just going to be fodder for the moment, get some information. The rotations come through from Imperial, so they now have numbers in that lower site. A lot of work to be done here for Grayhound. They're not out of the woods yet, and the timing from Fur. Oh man, they've got a lot of angles to cover.
Imperial with these lines, they've got so much space. Dicko is going to find an equalizer. Fur knocking on 2 doors, going to take 2 hands, and he won't be able to readjust in time. And Grayhound, bringing nothing to the round, are doing work. Fallen spotted. But it's all the distraction for boltz as well, who's trying to make his move back into sight. Needs to start to pick up the pace though, because Grayhound, they've got that bomb down. Time's ticking, Fallen's here. And boltz is as well. He's not going to make his way in. Fallen's running real low on time. Quick flick. But it's not enough for the round. And Grayhound find their first for the second half.
Fallen was there just trying to make it as expensive as possible for Grayhound. Liaz survives with that AK. They weren't allowed to take too much more than that. So We commented about it earlier that how Imperial was so flawless on these anti-force rounds. Well, that might just be the first one they drop, and it could allow Grayhound into this. But that money's still good for Imperial, and they will be able to buy. So they've still got some money to cut through just yet. Cello and Fallen, double AWP set up on the CT side of Nuke. This actually might sway some decisions here from Grayhound in the mid to late round if they get that information.
Cello opting for that instead of the utility. We'll see how Grayhound play it.
Gap in its smoke, though.
Could come back to bite them.
I don't think the gap's going to be consequential because there's no one actually watching that line.
So no one able to establish that. Seems like the comms were just slightly off. Molly goes down at the minute mark. And Grayhound are going to be read like a book right now. Imperial ready for the rush. boltz just standing there on idiot wall. And he's not going to be touched because the util burns perfectly to buy the extra timing. Readjustment now in Cello. This is when he needs to strike. He's bought that secondary AWP. And he's running for dear life. He's got a helping hand at double doors. We'll see if it matters. Ali just jumping forward, trying to create some space. Man's got hops, man's got moves, and he's got a B-side too. Liaz finding Fallen from the side. And that's the two-man advantage for the Hounds now.
Now, is VINI going to wide swing here and to prevent that bomb plant from going in? Because Greyhound still haven't got it down. Ali will go for it. But there's nobody, thankfully, swinging on that. Imperial, what's damage control look like for them? Because boltz doesn't look like he's interested. They're probably going to save here, and I think it's a good call, given they're in a situation where two of their players would not be able to buy into the next round.
Yeah.
So the 3-gun save is super beneficial for them. And Greyhound, well, they claw one back.
2 in a row. Greyhound finding some form when it's needed, and it's a clean one. Showing a lot of respect to Imperial, not going for the hunt, knowing that in these comebacks, you really need to worry about your own economy to make sure if things go wrong, if you win in real close rounds with clutches here and there, you've still got money to keep on buying, keep on getting these rounds on the board, no matter how far down you are. 11-9. Imperial still in the lead. And into the 21st we go. They've got cash, they've got money. Greyhound do too, so it's an even playing field here.
Yeah, and there's already damage done to boltz early on, so that's a good sign from Greyhound. Just having to take some of that grenade damage. Oh, that's not good though. Ins goes down early on the piece. VINI up on the silo. So, how do they work this from the player deficit? A lot of that utility we were talking about has been burned by Imperial. Just in this topside defense. They will actually boost back into rafters, so that gives them an advantageous position, but Fallen, he might be able to disrupt the party plans here for Greyhound.
There is bird outers, but he's got no flashes to try and help Fallen there, so Fallen will just fall away. Deeper towards Secret. Fur trying to wait for a timing. Gap in the smoke. The shadows are there. And the smoke starts to fade. So Fur's going to throw one of his own just to survive and buy some time at the back of Warehouse, but it's Fallen striking in Hall. And now in this 2-on-5, Greyhound, the little win streak they've found may be coming to an end here. Ali, though, off the back of a perfect setup from Sicko, may be able to bring the round back. 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, look, right now he's just trying to create a lot of space for Sicko to work with here. A lot of information coming through, but boltz, he's the only one here. And, oh, the timing. Ooh. Shotgun AWPing doesn't work for Ali, but he's putting boltz under pressure. And that is the bomb at the top of the ladder. Sicko, not a lot he can do from this position.
Cash in the bank. Man can try it and survive and it be okay. Still under Cello. The more guns taken, the merrier here. It's only boltz with a bit of a buffer in the coffer there. 5K now to drop the rest of the boys over. 1 round from Greyhound, though, right now. And they could crack that economy again for Imperial.
Yeah, that's why it's been super important for Imperial to save as many weapons as possible in some of these rounds where they haven't been able to take any of the bomb site.
It is the last tactical timeout here for Grayhound. They're probably having a chat, but I need you guys to have a chat as well. Let them know. Give them your love. Send it to them because there's no more pauses, no more chances. This could be Greyhound's last attempt. Melbourne, let them hear you.
Back to the action. We've got a decent buy coming out. It's a faster approach here. Hats gets caught through that smoke though. Fur chopping him down. And so Grayhound, they were relying on that outside presence to hopefully make this ramp work, but Cello has that angle. The trade is good. And now the reinforcements come in through. Elbow fallen with some elbow grease to help Imperial craft out this round, and they can't keep picking him like that, but
he's got Sicko on the leg as well. It's gone from bad to worse for Grayhound, and they still have to get past VINI. This man didn't have his gun in hand, and that's an opportunity now. Ali, he's going to take that every day of the week. We'll see if they decide to overthink this one or if they're just hunting for another pick.
A few angles for them to clear, right? That's pretty much the name of the game, and now the post-plant positioning here is going to be whether or not they win or lose this round. Sicko's got pretty much no HP to take, so he can find something that's going to help Ali immensely.
It may just boil down to the timing here. Fur going to be on the solo mission, coming in through the halls as well. Imperial going for the split attempt, and Fur, the patient is rewarded. Sicko now tucked away back against the wall, and it's boltz to come from above. A must-win round for Imperial's economy, and they've done it. 12 now secured. And the Brazilians in the server and outside, both cheering.
It's such a difficult position for Sicko to be in to try and win that round too. From Shadow, nothing you can do there. Might be good for one, and you pretty much just got to punch your way out of that paper bag. And the Brazilians are loving it.
They really are. There's not a lot in the crowd, but the ones that are here are very loud. Showing their passion, showing their support. And trying to even up the odds in terms of the crowd. Wow. In the flames. boltz has jumped away. Lucky there, smoke towards the door. And Grayhound, you've got ins here, taking more damage than what Grayhound have given.
They've had to back off though. So, again, to the drawing board for them, trying to take territory outside here. These early exchanges haven't yielded any result for neither team. So it's slow and methodical here for Grayhound. They're going to wait for these smokes to do the work. Ooh, Fur's above it, the all-seeing eye.
Positioning from Hats allows him to go unseen, unspotted. And Fur, oh, he's got the read. He's got a couple of legs too, and they're going to poke through the bottom of the smoke. In's able to make that a trade. But Imperial have got themselves the numbers advantage, only by one.
That does open up sections of the map for them to work with too. That is critically important for Grayhound here. And in fact, that's the key frag. Liaz has got lobby control. And Fallen is going to try and take it back from him. Does peek the line. So Grayhound now, they haven't got time to work with. They've got to go.
Fallen's rolling back the years with the AWP right now, and boltz is here to stop Grayhound from entering the site. And it might just be good night for the Hounds here. Imperial only need 2 more. And this is the third 2-0 of the day.
If you're Grayhound, you've got to take stock of what you're able to do in these next few rounds. They've had some success going outside, but more importantly, it's very important they get that first pick in the round. They have not had any success, so to speak of, if they're losing things, but look at this speed. Sticko, very slick into top. The rest of the team aren't there, though.
It should favor Grayhound, but even in these even man advantage positions, you can't tell what's going to happen at any given moment. So many clutches being won this match. Such high quality Counter-Strike coming through, and Fallen is too. Not missing much with the AWP in this game. Liaz finds another, and Grayhound now might just catch a timing defer. They will. His vision was gone for a second, less than a second, and Liaz capitalized as best as you could have liked. 10 rounds now found for Grayhound. And even after the last couple from Imperial, their economy, Jim.
Yeah, they've been kept real honest. So Grayhound have a window back into this, but that AWP on Fallen has been saved. And you're right, he's been rolling back the years. And unfortunately for Grayhound, that's meant tears, because they have faced every round him finding a pick through something. Despite the fact they're putting a lot of pressure on him, the bomb plant will go through for Grayhound. They get that money in their tank. But let's just see whether or not Imperial want to try and force into this themselves. They have a round lead, and it's quite sizable, but yeah, Inns just cops that one straight to the dome.
It's good work from Liaz. First half, and then a few times this half he's been getting really unlucky, trying to put the team on his back, go out first, and then just getting caught by being that first point of contact. Now, Outer's control looks like it is what Grayhound's after. And Imperial even going with the full force in. They want it here. They've got a couple of rounds to play with.
Well, I know that what's on the other end is a potential for Grayhound on the back foot, but Grayhound have managed to make this work. And Cello, okay, he's got the bomb. He's going to be able to pick up an AK here unless they can make this work, and Fallen's there too now. So they've got this crossfire.
Absolute travesty. Imperial now. They're getting spammed down. Cello's so low. The wall's paper thin. And the smoke's coming through for the retake. Nade will do it for one, and Fallen again. He's going for the big rotation. Grayhound know exactly his location. Molly in heaven. But he's here for the save. He's here to do some more damage, and he's not going down without a fight. He wants this. He wants kills. He wants more. And he's going to bloody take it. Grayhound now a little bit worried going back to the A site just in case, because there's still time for Fallen to make his way back. He's got a kid.
Surely there's no way. Oh, for a moment there, you believed he could do it, but he's going to make this so expensive for Grayhound. Liaz gets out. And so, they managed to make that work. This AWP is just going to continue to be a thorn in the side of Grayhound. So, I'm curious as to whether or not Imperial will continue to force around it, but I suspect they want to build up their own money. They're having a lot of success just playing around that main rifle when they save these guns. So for Grayhound, how can they continue to maximize the opportunity they've got right now? They've got Imperial on that back foot.
So by the time, theoretically, if Grayhound manage to get a few more rounds, the round loss bonus for Imperial is going to be worked up, but Grayhound, they're just working straight through the A site. Cello nets one with a nade, but this is looking like a clean anti-eco so far. Can they find Fallen? They will. There goes the AWP. And there goes the round for Imperial. Grayhound picking up the pace. They want a third map. They want to get back into the game as quickly as possible. But back to my point, by the time Grayhound gets to 14 rounds, Imperial's going to be on full buys again.
Yeah.
And it's going to go back to hard mode.
It is. And Imperial have shown that they are more than capable of making things difficult with gun rounds. So, all right, back on equal pegging here. Imperial will have the full ensemble. They're burning through that utility early on in the piece though, and so Grayhound, they're happy to just bait as much of this utility out as early as possible. Look at this. They've got pretty much nothing left in the tank. One belt's worth of utility amongst two players. That's pretty much it for Imperial, so it's just now back to what they can work around these smokes. Now, these have to be perfect because Imperial have been playing around them quite nicely. Fortunately for Grayhound though.
Oh!
Fur gets found. Hat
spots him on the way down, flicks it as well. Fur didn't see him, but he heard the drop. And now, with the man advantage, Grayhound are looking again to convert, are looking again to make their way into the A site, but boltz here. Devastation from above. But the bomb is planted, and Imperial, they are looking for a route back in. They found the path of least resistance.
Yeah, look, Liaz is playing with fire here, and Cello's in heart. So this could all go pear-shaped for Grayhound. This is all on Hats.
The super sub, he is here. 15 health and a dream. He's hit a couple of shots, but it ain't enough, and Imperial not bringing too much util in the round, but they did not need it. They had the raw aim. And now, Jim, Melbourne, Imperial have 3 rounds, 3 match points to close out this series.
And they are going to make it very, very difficult for Grayhound to find anything in these next few rounds. So the fact that they were able to put them in such a precarious position, you've got to give credit to Imperial under pressure. It's a full gun round, and Grayhound are going to try and come out swinging as best they can. They've got everything in their back pocket. They need to pull it all out of the hat.
Crowd is sending that energy. But a Grayhound about to walk into VINI, into Fur. No, Fur trades late. However, it's still a trade. It's still a chance. And he's going to be tucked away at the back of Warehouse. Needs a helping hand, but there's no one at Heaven to do that. Fallen, he's worried about the A site, and Sicko. He's connecting just when it's needed. Grayhound can smell, can sense a 13th, and they've done so much here already. Still a minute on the clock.
Grayhound
figure out where they want to go.
Got their pawns across the board now. They just have to wait for Imperial to potentially fall on their sword, but they've still got all of these places to check. Imperial are not going to make this easy. 5v3, you've got to capitalize on this. Such a difficult position to deal with for Cello.
And he's got it for one. The equalizer comes through, but he's stuck behind the hardest position, jiggling the nuisance. And Grayhound pushed the point a little too hard. And it's Imperial that slice them up in the end. The Brazilians will be going forward to take on Entropic in the playoff. And Grayhound, unfortunately, are going to be watching that one from the crowd. But everyone here, Jim, is happy with that. But I cannot believe that we got 3 to